Hey, welcome to Lucky Trader. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be taking you through the X2Y2 airdrop for the new X2Y2 marketplace that just came out. It's similar to Looks Rare in that it's based on how much you spent on OpenSea, but X2Y2 is trying to make the token distribution a little bit more towards, the everyday user rather than the whales that have spent hundreds and hundreds of ETH or got into a private sale early before the public even knew about it. All right, so we're going to take you to the X2Y2 claim page right here. And as you can see, this is as of February 16th at 1:30. The airdrop is paused. So what that's really doing into right now is that the prices went up actually pretty high on the X2Y2 token because the supply is low. But I expect once the airdrop becomes unpaused that, the supply is going to increase and then everybody's going to start selling their tokens and it'll send the price down. As of right now, it's about $3.1 per token. And so again, similar to Looks Rare, the more you spent on OpenSea, and this is from since really OpenSea started, it's not past 6 months. It's anything you spent on OpenSea up to a particular block here recently in 2022. That determines the amount of X2Y2 that you can claim. However, if anything that you spent over 30 ETH on OpenSea, that is not counting towards your X2Y2 claim. This is kind of a way to make sure that all the tokens don't go to the whales that spent 45% of the volume on OpenSea. So again, anything that you spent over 30 ETH on OpenSea, you're maxed out at 1,000 tokens. So now one of the big differences with Looks Rare though is in order to be able to claim the airdrop, you need to actually list collections on the X2Y2 marketplace. So you have the option of either listing 50 NFTs or 5 different collections. This is a hot wallet that I have that I don't really use, so I had to get a bunch of basically zero worth NFTs into this account so that I could list 5 collections. And now, depending on what gas is, it will cost you, anywhere from $5 to $15, again, depending on gas, to list each one of these. So we'll just say, on average $50 to list 5 different collections. However, as you can see, I'm getting 1,000 token claim. So $50 is a small amount for the 3,000 plus dollars if I were to be able to claim and sell right now. Now, if you do have less than the 30 ETH spent on OpenSea for the 1,000 token claim, you might have less collections that you have to list. For example, on my other wallet, I only have to list 3 collections because I spent less than, much less than 30 ETH on OpenSea. So the number of collections or NFTs that you need to list is based on how much you spent on OpenSea. And you don't have to list both 50 NFTs and 5 collections. It's one or the other. It's probably, for most people, it's going to be, or for everybody really, it's going to be much easier just to list the 5 different collections. All right, so the airdrop token is one thing, but let's actually get into the X2Y2 marketplace and kind of see how it compares to OpenSea or Looks Rare. So if we go in and explore here, we can see on the side here in collections, it just got a bunch of collections I never heard of. But let's say we want to look for a particular one such as Azuki. So I'll type Azuki in. All right, looks, pretty easy to find. Can select Azuki and I can filter by high to low to high, ending soon. Okay, and we also want to be able to set as fixed price rather than auctions. So yeah, I mean, the interface works pretty well. You can see we can filter by all the different traits here on the side, just like we can on OpenSea. So that was actually pretty smooth. I would say just as smooth as OpenSea. However, one of the big things that I would say most people like to use OpenSea for is their volume rankings. So if we go over here to the volume rankings, you can see it shows last 7 days, last 30-day volume. And this obviously isn't including all the OpenSea volume, so we can see that we're not getting a real, understanding of what the volume was over the last 7 days or last 30 days of the total market, since we're not including 90% of the volume that occurs on OpenSea. So to me, the volume rankings on here is kind of not really useful, and it doesn't look like I can filter by like floor price or volume or anything. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to want to look at volume rankings, X2Y2 or Looks Rare is not really the place to do that. And then really quickly, if we search for Bored Ape Yacht Club here, we can see that they do have the verified check marks next to the, the true Bored Ape Yacht Club collection. And then all these other, kind of crap projects do not have a blue check mark next to it. So that, like OpenSea, helps you filter out what the verified collections are. All right, now if you do want to buy or sell X2Y2 tokens, there is a liquidity pool set up for that. So over here on Uniswap, you can go and buy and sell X2Y2 tokens. Now, my suggestion that if you are able to claim X2Y2 tokens, personally, I would go and sell at least a decent portion of that, whether that's 30% or 70% or half of them. I would take your profits, and then maybe you can let a smaller moonbag write it out, because maybe there is a chance nobody really knows that X2Y2 could play itself out as the dominant marketplace. So the last thing I want to get into actually is the X2Y2 Litepaper here. So if we look at their vision, we can see that similar to LuxRare, they're really looking at being truly decentralized, kind of, taking over OpenSea. This is sort of a vampire attack on OpenSea like LuxRare, where, they call out OpenSea for having too much downtime, a centralized management model, and really all the Silicon Valley and Wall Street investors being the one that gets the enormous profits. However, they do move on and kind of go after LuxRare specifically too, where they're saying, LuxRare focuses on the whales, as there was a lot of private investors in LuxRare that got a huge portion of the tokens, whereas the public did not get that same offering. And then also probably the biggest thing that they go after with LuxRare is the wash trading. And that really, to me, is the biggest, I guess, risk with LuxRare, and kind of my biggest criticism is the wash trading is a big problem for them. Since users are incentivized to, do this wash trading because of the tokens that are distributed for trading on LuxRare. So X2Y2 does go after this, where they're not offering trading rewards and only offering the staking rewards. So, if you stake X2Y2 tokens, you're going to receive your daily X2Y2 reward, just like staking on LuxRare. And they will also receive the trading fees, the 2% trading fees from X2Y2 as well, for staking your tokens, but not trading NFTs on the site. And then down here, we get into the airdrop and how the tokens were distributed. As I touched on earlier, anything 30 Ether over, so the whales they call them, are only going to get a maximum of 1,000 tokens. So they'll have about 35% of the tokens, whereas anybody that traded under 30 ETH on OpenSea, they'll have 65% of the tokens. So what they say here, they say that they're grateful for the top 1% of whales who've contributed to 45% of the transaction volume in OpenSea, but they're sort of their vision and what they're faithful to is being truly decentralized and not giving to just the whales. Based on that, that's why they kind of maximized the amount that you can claim at 1,000, so that it is a little bit more balanced and not the whales, taking up 90% of the tokens, whereas, the other 90% of users only have, a few percent of the tokens. And then down here lower in the Litepaper, they get into the actual X2Y2 marketplace, saying that they're going to be a full featured NFT market at its launch, like LuxRare was. And then some of the features that they're looking to add and that we can expect is instant push notifications for buys and sells, integrated rarity rankings and analysis, bulk sending and listing, which, by the way, the integrated rarity rankings, be sure to download the Lucky Trader extension, as you can see all rarity rankings right in OpenSea with that extension. But anyway, moving on. So also bulk sending and listing, and then bidding on collections or trades. So, I mean, sort of like LuxRare, they're coming out with a product where you can buy and sell, from the very beginning, and then slowly they're going to bring in more features that they hopefully will make their marketplace better than OpenSea. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen, but, for right now, claim your tokens, maybe keep a little bit, and then maybe the rest of them you sell and, lock in your profits. All right, so hopefully that gives you a good overview of this X2Y2 airdrop and the X2Y2 marketplace. If you have any questions, be sure to subscribe and head over to the Lucky Trader Discord that's listed in the description. And also be sure to follow myself and Lucky Trader on Twitter, which you can find those links down in the description as well, as we'll be bringing you all the NFT news and content that you're ever going to need. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.